Now, Central Valley Today.
Welcome back. The Sequoia Symphony Orchestra wraps up its 3-year American Icons Festival this weekend at the Visalia Fox Theater. Here now is music director Bruce Kiesling. So Bruce, thank you so much for being here. I think he's there. He's going to pop up here in just a second. There we go. Bruce, thank you so much for being here. All right, the American Icons Festival, we're wrapping things up this weekend. What is, or what was, the American Icons Festival?
Yeah, so it's a series of concerts that we presented here with the Sequoia Symphony over 3 years. So every April for the past 3 years, we presented one of our concerts, and we used just a series of American icons. So over the course of these 3 years, I think we've done 6 or 7 concerts, and not just classical sort of orchestral music, although we did that, of course, too, but we had music of Aretha Franklin, Simon and Garfunkel as well, and Carole King. So because American music means so many different things to different people. So we wanted this festival, again, 7 different concerts over the past 3 years, each in April, to really celebrate the wide range of American music. And we're wrapping it all up this weekend with our final entry in this festival on Saturday night, April 20th.
It's such a, I mean, America really sort of leads the way. I mean, we sort of set the tone for music, you know, especially in the last several decades. So I think celebrating American music, especially in this, with the orchestra, is a really fun way to do that. You've got an ensemble, though, performing this weekend. So will they perform the whole time, or are they just a portion of the show?
Yeah, so this is the group that's joining us. Their group is called Time for Three, and it's 3 musicians, 2 violinists and a bass player, and they specialize really in Americana music. So they kind of cut their teeth and became really well known for doing bluegrass infused classical music. So they've been doing it for at least a decade themselves, and in the process have been commissioning works for them to play as a trio with symphony orchestras. So they did one of these 5 or 6 years ago, and they actually kicked off the entire festival that we did here 3 years ago in April. And so we thought, what better way to wrap up this series than to have them come back and perform on the final concert of the festival as well. And this time they're playing a relatively new piece that they just premiered last year with San Francisco Symphony. And I was lucky enough to be at that event. And when I heard this brand new piece, I thought, oh, we have to bring this to Visalia for sure and do this with the Sequoia Symphony Orchestra. And since we booked them to do that, in fact, this piece not only has had some wonderful success in a recording, but they actually won the Grammy Award for Best New Composition, and their performance of it with the Philadelphia Orchestra. So they are fantastic musicians, and they've had wonderful collaborators that they've worked with these really famous symphony orchestras, and we're really glad to have them back. And perhaps best of all, they are just 3 wonderful, wonderful people to be around. I've been lucky enough to work with them before, and then they were here 3 years ago, and we're so excited to have them back because they are the most exciting, personable, wonderful musicians to watch perform, because every note that they play is just infused with all this great enthusiasm. And just like we expect, their music is in this new piece called Contact, which is written for their trio to play with the orchestra, has a little bit of all these different influences of American music. So some of it sounds like film music, some of it sounds like bluegrass, but it's all beautiful and exciting. And they sing a little bit in this one too, which is really kind of unexpected and a nice thing to add. It begins with some singing, and then the whole orchestra even sings a little bit in the last movement.
Well, that sounds like an exciting performance. They're Grammy winners coming to play in Visalia at the Fox Theater. That is a treat. How can we get tickets to the final performance of the American Icons Festival?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the concert is Saturday evening at 7:30 at the Fox Theater in Visalia. Again, this is April 20th on Saturday, and you can get tickets. The best way probably is to go on our website, where you can sequoiasymphonyorchestra.com, or you can call our box office and get tickets that way. We still have some tickets available. Certainly some people are excited about the return of Time for Three. This trio was incredibly popular the last time they were here, so lots of people have been thrilled that we're bringing them back, and we know it'll just be a really, really great evening. And then, of course, we have some wonderful other composers on there too. Music of Aaron Copland. He's probably the most typical American orchestral composer that we think of. The example I always say is that the music that we know of from that commercial, Beef, It's What's for Dinner, that was music of Aaron Copland. So that'll be a little bit on this program as well. And it'll just be a really great evening. We hope to see lots of people out for it.
I just started, my brain just started playing the melody from those commercials from my childhood. Well, I'm so excited. I think this is such a great festival, such a great way to celebrate American music and to get people down to see the orchestra. We will have all the information on tickets, on where you can find them, the time, everything. We'll put it on our website. The American Icons Festival wraps up this Saturday at the Visalia Fox Theater. We'll have tickets online. Bruce, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, still to come, it's Wine Wednesday, just in time for Passover. The kosher wines for every budget and palate after this.
Our 3-year Festival of American Icons wraps up at the Sequoia Symphony Orchestra April 20th. Grammy and Emmy award-winning ensemble Time for Three is featured, performing Kevin Putt's concerto, Contact. Get your tickets now.